Hey everyone, I'm not done with my racial bias books that shaped me video book series. I have several more coming I'm very excited about, but I did kind of want to mix it up a little bit with a few other videos interspersed. So today I'm going to be talking to you about some habits that I have taken on through quarantine that have literally actually done some significant improvements on how I do house, how I've been keeping my brain okay, and how I can kind of keep things moving along in a positive direction. So the first thing I wanted to talk to you about is this journaling habit that I've started. Now, I will say that sometimes I will do more journaling, morning pages, where I try and kind of do a whole brain dump. That doesn't happen every day because it's too big of a step for me every day. There's too much to focus on. But I've started this really simple thing that has taken me total less than 5 minutes. So 2.5 minutes in the morning and 2.5 minutes in the evening, sometimes less than that. So we're talking real basic change here, but it's been really great. The first thing I do in the mornings is I have this book, which I've kept for a very long time. I used to write my thankful things or focuses for the day. So it's kind of evolved a little bit. You can kind of see it's very like chicken scratch. This is not neat. Long-term routine goals. Like Christmas, anything that I think of. This is a book right by my bed. So if there's something that I can't get off my mind or an idea I have, I just stick it in here. Whether I come to it or not, that's not really important, but it's out of my head, so it's not spinning around in there. So what I do is I write my intentions for the day. So you can even see how messy this is. I could barely read it. Exercise, patio with Becky, videos, shelf to sunroom. I just had to move a shelf to the sunroom. Take our dog to the vet, sew some more masks, and go to Mounds Camp with the kids, it looks like. Again, this is really messy. I just do this first thing in the morning and write down the basic, I will feel good if I can get these done. And sometimes I don't get everything on the list done, but I get a lot of it done. I can go through several times during the day and just kind of check mark different things. It's been so good to keep focused on what actually matters and not spinning out. That day, that particular day, I had one child spill tea tree oil on our couch cushions, which then meant that I had to deep clean the couch cushions and then like take them outside to sun off, as well as another kid, same kid, left food near the TV and there were ants all over. So I had to then clean the floors. I didn't finish sewing masks that day. That's on my list today, actually. Because sometimes you don't get everything done and because life throws you several curveballs. But that said, I've got my intentions book here. The other 2.5 minutes that I was talking to you about is this notebook. It's really pretty, isn't it? My friend gave it to me. And this, at the end of the day, I just take 2.5 minutes or less and write down things that I'm grateful for. Actually, see, this is a little bit nicer handwriting. I use a little bit nicer pen sometimes on this one. Grateful for family that is diverse, grateful for my parents, grateful for my in-laws, proud of Isaac's creativity, grateful for my partner, grateful for ceiling fans, corn on the cob, and tomato mozzarella tart. Grateful for so many great books, for power, grateful I finally exercised today, stuff like that. So this book for me is just a nice, they've done a lot of research to show that people who have gratitude journals fare better. So I decided that it's a simple thing I can do. And then whenever I'm feeling bummed, I can look back at it. So this has been a really nice, just puts things into focus, whatever's on my mind. The next thing that I do that I started about, I guess it's almost 2 months now, I joined Noom. It's an app. Again, I don't get paid by Noom at all. I don't get paid for anything on this channel. But Noom is an app where you pay an upfront cost. I think you can also break it up monthly. There's basic step counting, which I don't use I'll talk about in a second. Diet stuff. But the big thing is there is a support group, a fitness coach, and some psychological tricks that'll help you. And so it's kind of like a curriculum you work through. It's sometimes funny, entertaining, very short. But it's been something I've been working through to try and kind of reformat how I think about food and exercise and myself. I've actually found it really helpful. I think this is my 46th day today. You get given a coach the first week and then a support group after 2 weeks of being on there. And if you're having a hard time with sticking to something or you have a question, you can kind of go on the app and ask questions, and people are really great on there. I paired that with getting this, I think it's a Vivosmart by Garmin, like Connect. I don't know. My husband, again, researches. This is not my area of the relationship. It's been a really great thing. I used to have the oh my gosh, what is that called? The Fitbit. I used to have the Fitbit. And I remember, this was a couple years ago, I remember having it on, and I'd taken it off. I went to go work out, and I came back and realized I didn't have it on, so it didn't get recorded. And that day, I just felt like my workout was wasted, which was so stupid, because just because something isn't recorded doesn't mean it didn't mean something. So I didn't throw away my Fitbit, but I stopped wearing it because I was so angry at the mental shift that I noticed happening. But because my weight has slowly been creeping up, and it's getting to a point where I honestly needed help and accountability and an extra push. I needed an external push because I didn't have it in me anymore. I told my husband that I wanted to get a tracker thing. Again, he researched them. He actually got one for himself as well. This monitors not only, and I also like it because it has a clock on it because I'm also trying to be on my phone less. So if it has the clock on my wrist, then I don't feel like I have to go carry around my clock, my watch, my phone all the time. Anyway, has a step counter, monitors your stress level, but I still can't figure out how those measurements are acquired. Monitors heart rate and steps, like flights of stairs, up and down elevation, and your battery, like your body battery. So if I were to wear it at night, which I don't because it's uncomfortable, it monitors if I've been doing enough rest for the amount of everything that I'm trying to accomplish. So I paired that with my Noom app, which has been great because this thing, every time you meet your step goal, it will raise your goal up another 200 steps or something like that. And so I'm on yesterday was day 11 of meeting my step goal. My family has gotten very used to towards 7 o'clock, if I'm not close to my step goal, I start running in place or dancing in place or dancing around the kitchen to try and make it look normal. And I've met my step goal for the last 11 days, which of course is a trick because then it just keeps raising up my step goal. But I'm getting healthier. I'm having fun. My family thinks it's hilarious and I don't really care. So that's been another thing that's been really beneficial. My Noom coach has been very supportive. So she'll check in with me a couple times a week, just saying, hey, are you sticking to this? What's going on? What are you thinking about things? It's more, what am I thinking about my diet and exercise instead of what results I'm getting. I'm not actually getting huge results on the scale. I've been up and down a little bit. I think I'm maybe 4 pounds lighter than when I started, 3 pounds lighter. You can adjust your speed, but for me, it wasn't about, yes, I would like to be lighter, blah, blah, blah. But for me, it was more, I needed to feel like I was moving in a positive direction for my health and a lot of things. I talked to my doctor last year and I just said, I can see myself going one of two ways. I can feel completely comfortable and happy at this size for the rest of my life and just deal with that and do what I want. Or if my health is in danger, I can buckle down and lose some weight if that's the problem, or focus on that. And she said, I think you really need to focus on dropping some pounds because there's some other complicating issues. So I'm trying. I'm doing my best and I'm giving myself a lot of grace. That ties into the next habit, thought change that I've had. The other day I was working out and I realized, first of all, I started working out using an online program that I used to go in person to for 7 years. I worked out with these same people. They're friends of mine now. I love them dearly. They keep me good. I always joke they're like my second church. But I hadn't been able to go in person for the last couple of years, year and a half maybe, because my kids were in swimming. And I was so excited come February because swimming season finally ended for every night practice. And I was going to be able to return to in-person workouts with the people that I care about. And then the virus. And we're being very, very careful at our house because we have family members that are immune compromised. And I'm not saying goodbye through a phone. So I'd been really bummed that I hadn't been able to work out the way I wanted to. But they do have an online program that they have videos recorded. For me, I had tried it in the past, but it didn't work out as well because I didn't have the accountability to showing up for it there. And so I improvised. I signed up for the program, and I just, when I do a workout, I send them a sweaty selfie talking about even just a quick thing. I said, you don't have to respond. I just want, if it's okay with you, I just want to send you a selfie so somebody knows that I'm doing this stuff. I was doing one of their videos, and it occurred to me that a lot of our times in our life, we are trying to feel irreplaceable. Especially women, I feel like a lot of times find our value in what we do for everyone else. And it occurred to me that of all the things that I do, I can be replaced. If I die, somebody else can parent my kids. If I can't teach my kids, somebody else can teach them. If I can't do laundry, somebody else can do the laundry. It'll get done if it needs to get done. But the only thing that cannot be replaced is the self-care that I provide for myself. Nobody else can eat healthily for me. Nobody else can say no to 3 desserts in a day. Nobody else can hydrate my body. Nobody else can meet my step count. Nobody else can lift weights. I am literally the only person on the planet who can take care of myself and my body that way. So, since it is the only job that is actually irreplaceable, I should step up and do it. So that's another thought change that has really impacted how I've started to show up for myself. Another tip, very simple one. I hated doing laundry because what we used to do, and we do laundry, we have 5 people, and there's some bedding issues because of nighttime stuff that happen in the house still. So we have laundry going all the time. And I had gotten to the point, I always have a load going, and I would take it out, put it on the couch, and then fold it during a show, and I would be the only one folding it, and it would drive me crazy. And occasionally somebody else would fold it, but it would still drive me crazy. Because my husband works his job most of the day, the time he has with the kids, I don't really want him to spend it folding laundry either. So that's the whole thing. I realized that if we keep, well, it happened because I had to take my dryer apart because a recipe card had fallen in it. This is the second time something has fallen into the dryer vent. I had to clear off the top of the washer and dryer, and it was clear and looked nice, and it was very clean. And I thought, I wonder if after things are done drying immediately, when they're nice and cozy and warm and feel like a warm hug, if I were to fold them would I stop having things on top of the dryer? Would I stop having piles of laundry on the couch? Would I stop with the endless anxiety I have around the laundry? And I do. Like, it's a nice, warm, cozy hug when I take it out, and then it goes to wherever it needs to go. I send it with somebody to whatever room it goes to, and it's done, and it takes less time. I still have a basket of socks that I will have to fold during some show. But our couch has been clear. Our coffee table has been clear for weeks now. Mind blowing. So if you have a washer dryer situation where you can do that, I would do that. Just try it for a few days, see if you like it. I don't hate doing the laundry anymore, and we don't have stacks of it anymore. It's amazing. Next thing, kids' turns on the kitchen. My boys, who are 11 and 9, one of them does Monday and Wednesday, one of them does Tuesday and Thursday. I just gave them one day. They're responsible for all the dishes that happened that day because I was tired of who does the unloading and loading and who was washing and drying. That's too much to keep track of. So just Monday and Wednesday, it's one kid. Tuesday and Thursday, it's the other kid. They've also started using less dishes because they realize they're going to have to clean them more at the end of the day. I also they kept stealing my water. Like, I love this cup. I love, 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 love this cup. It's one of my other habits. I fill it with ice water before bed, and I wake up and have nice ice water. They kept using it, which I don't really necessarily mind, but it just felt like it was one more thing that wasn't mine alone anymore. So I bought them their own. They went on, it was our anniversary, our 15th wedding anniversary was yesterday. They actually took their water bottles to their grandparents' house for overnight because they love them that much. So sometimes you just have to bite the bullet and get somebody else their own thing that they like just as much so they stop taking yours. Another good thought. And the last thing I wanted to talk about is once a week I do emails and postcards for political things, whether they're local lawmakers or state or federal lawmakers, about things that I care about. I do it once a week, so I'm not feeling like, if I do it more than that, fine, but I don't feel like I'm missing out because I know it's happening that one day. I also take kind of another day to do some postcards to people I care about, just real short ones. I have so many cute postcards. That's been another good habit to feel like I'm spreading some love out there and making some change. So those are the main habits that I have changed this quarantine that have been positive. I would love to hear from you what you've changed, what you were doing. Have you tried any of these things? What are you having problems with changing, and what tricks can you do to make it more pleasurable so you'll actually change? Those are my things. If you want to subscribe, go for it. I never say that, but I guess I can say that every once in a while. I hope you're having a great day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.